Hi and welcome to E-ZTutoring. Today we're going to cover how to graph a quadratic equation that is written in standard form. So suppose we have the equation f of x is equal to x squared minus 4x minus 5. So in order to graph this, there are a number of steps you need to do. Now before I jump into those steps, I would like to talk about this a little bit. Any quadratic equation, any equation that has x squared, is going to be a parabola. And a parabola can be either a U shape facing up or a U shape facing down. Either way, what I'm getting at is you are going to need a vertex to graph this, and your vertex is going to be either your highest point or your lowest point on your parabola. After you find your vertex, then all you need to do is find some points to the left and right of it, and then it's as easy as connecting the dots. And you will also have an axis of symmetry that crosses through your vertex. This is the basic idea behind it. So now, jumping in to here, this is written in the form of f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is 1, b is negative 4, and c is negative 5. Now the reason I'm writing the standard form over here is because we are going to use a, b, and c to find some things about our parabola. The first thing we're going to find is our x coordinate for the vertex you can find by doing negative b over 2a. And if we go ahead and plug that in, we have negative b, and b is negative 4, right there, over 2 times a is 1, so this is just 4 over 2, which is just 2. That is your x coordinate of your vertex. How do you find the y coordinate? All you need to do now is simply plug it in. So we will do f of the x coordinate we just found. When we do this, we get 2 squared minus 4 times 2 minus 5, which is equal to 4 minus 8 minus 5, which is equal to negative 9. So now we know that our vertex is at 2, that's the x coordinate, negative 9, and that is the y coordinate that we got after plugging it in. So after we find our vertex, then we need our axis of symmetry. Your axis of symmetry is always going to be x equals, and you simply set x equal to whatever the x coordinate of the vertex is. In this case, 2. After you found these two things, then you're going to need one last thing. Now this depends on whatever your teacher wants. Some teachers simply want you to plug in points. Some teachers want you to find the x and y intercepts. Whatever the case may be, you should follow what your teacher says, but I will go ahead and show the plugging in points method, which means you simply make an xy table, and all you need to do is plug in some points to the left and to the right of the vertex. Well, we know the vertex is at 2, negative 9, so I can plug in some x values that are close to this x value. So what is close to 2? 1 is close, and 0 is close as well. When we plug in a 0, we get negative 5, and when we plug in a 1, we get negative 8. And I'm plugging these values into the original function f of x. Now, I plugged in values to the left of 2. We should also plug in values to the right of 2, like 3 and 4. When you plug in a 3, you'll get negative 8, and when you plug in a 4, you'll get negative 5. And no, I didn't just do the math that quickly in my head. It's just that 3 will be the same as 1 because of the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry means that whatever is on this side is going to be the exact same on this side. All right, that will be a little bit easier to see once I graph it. So This is all of your prerequisites. This is everything you need in order to start graphing it. So now, if we go on an actual graph, we will first start off by graphing the vertex. The vertex is at 2, -9. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right over there is our vertex. And then after we graph our vertex, then we can label our axis of symmetry, x equals 2. So that means we look at where the x value is 2 and simply make a dashed line crossing through that value. And this right here is our axis. All right, and then after that, we can go ahead and plot our points that we found over here. We have a total of 4 points. So we have 0, -5, 1, -8, 3, -8, and 4, -5. And because of the axis of symmetry, you can see how this point is exactly the same over here, and how this point is exactly the same over here. That is why these values are the same, and these values are the same. That's how the axis of symmetry works. Anyways, we have a total of 5 points here. We don't even need that many, but it is more than enough to connect the dots and say that this right here is our parabola, and this is what our graph looks like. So like I said, your teacher may want you to do this by finding the Y-intercept, which we actually did anyways, and the X-intercepts. If that is the case, all you need to do is factor this and set it equal to 0, and then you will get your X values. All right, so that is how you graph a quadratic equation in standard form. Hope this made sense to you guys. If you guys ever want ACT or SAT help, be sure to visit my website, www.E-ZTutoring.com. Thank you guys, and have a good day.